Graduated today. Everybody celebrating, clapping, congratulating. I'm just sitting here thinking, job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so. What's there to be happy about? Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm grateful. Seeing the family happy, that meant something. But for me, the accolades, the awards, the congratulations, the recognition, none of that moves the needle. At the end of the day, for me, what I've grown to realize is if you want to do something really big, you have to be internally driven. It has to come from inside. Meaning what? What you'll realize as time shifts, a couple of things actually. You'll realize that the more internally driven you are, the less the criticism will affect you, but the less the boos will mean to you. There's a couple of key things. Number one, I don't care to amuse you because I've seen what you boo for, and I don't care that you boo me because I've seen what you clap for. You know, there is a handful of people who are there all throughout, and that's the love that I appreciate. But don't link me. Don't hit me when you hear this and tell me your favorite song. Don't tell me how you knew it would be like this all along. I know the truth is you won't love me until I'm gone. And even then, the thing that comes after is moving on. Realistically, bro. So in this video, I'm going to talk about why moments like these don't change anything for me, what I'm actually focused on, and the mindset that I'm carrying right now. All right. So the reality of the situation is it's a moment. It's a really cool moment, especially for people around you, people that love you, people that support you. But at the end of the day, you have to be the one who does the daily, consistent, hard work that actually moves the needle. You know, tomorrow the work is still there, the pressure's still there, the mission's still there. Nothing changes, and regardless of what that moment is, whether it's graduation, whether it's that check hitting, you finally made that sale, you finally landed that contract, you finally whatever. um Tomorrow the work's still going to be there, still going to need confronting. In fact, there may be more work yet to confront. There may be a higher quality, a higher standard that is expected. And so instead of slowing down and resting on your laurels, you're going to have to go even harder. Um, and the run is generational that we're on right now. You can't go on a generational run and be predicated upon what other people think about what you're doing, or think about um, the way that you approach it, whether it's positive or negative, because you're doing something that hasn't been done before. And so people clap for the result, the milestone, the highlight, but they weren't there for the grind and the doubt and the pressure. And so now applause don't mean anything. you know that's the shift that happens for you. Is if when I was struggling to try and achieve this thing, you, number one, weren't there, you weren't supporting me, you weren't saying or doing anything, then when all of a sudden the thing happens and you are there, you are showing up. It's the reality of the situation, though. My last video, I talked about the loneliness of entrepreneurship, not in that when you have to work, you work alone, but in that isolation is the gift that allows you to push yourself and find yourself in places that you haven't been before. um, it's the blessing that gets you the accolades, but it's also the curse that leads you to being isolated from the rest of humanity. I mean, if we think about the worst people right on earth, where do we send them? To prison, away from the rest of society. And people who misbehave in prison, where they sent to solitary confinement. The worst thing you can do to the worst criminals that is, besides death, is to just put them in a dark room alone. And so that shows you the profound effect that being isolated from society and from the people around you has on you. And so choosing to deliberately do that will typically end, it will land you up in a space where, again, you don't derive as much pleasure from the congratulations, and you're not as moved by the criticism in a negative or positive way. I mean, you just take it all as data. That's what it becomes ultimately. And so right now, what matters for me is the work, the execution, and the direction. What does that mean? It means for me, it's cool and it's awesome, to get the accolades and to do whatever, and be recognized for it. But what's more important is, what are you doing on a day-to-day basis? How is that feeding you? How's that feeding your soul? How's that feeding the way that you can impact the world? And are you driven by a mission that is worth staying up late for, working up early for, um, day after day, and that you believe in terms of more than just the way that's going to affect you, but in the way that's going to affect the people around you? You know, if you're driven by something like that, if the why is powerful, the how is easy. Trust me, I've lived it. I'm living it. And so right now I'm focused on building, executing, creating momentum, because things are emotions, deals, opportunities that I'm not even talking about yet. And that's where my mind is. So right now, like I said, the run is generational. I mean, if we look back on the year that we've had thus far, it's only April, to remind you. It's about to be May soon enough, but it's only April. We're at the end of April now. We signed the contract with Office Cube, became a partner in that. We went to the Nelson Mandela Bay Business Chamber. Great networking opportunities, great this and that. Like everything, everything was blessed. Everything was cool. We shot the podcast with Warren. That did really good. Um, we pop out at there's a lot of things that are in the works as a result of things that I did in the beginning of this year, but I'm not going to talk about that, which side tangent from the things that I'm listing. These days, I value my silent moves and my solitude. These days, I value my silent moves and my solitude. Meaning, before graduating, I don't think many people knew that I was even studying, because I didn't post anything during the exam season about exam this. I didn't. All people saw was that from time to time I'm writing things down on a book, or I'm at a library, or I'm at a whatever. Which I also, Legacy Africa, CEO founder. So I could be busy doing anything, which I was. Sometimes it was this, sometimes it was that. It's a bunch of different things. It's everything. It's nothing. But the point of it is, I value my silent moves and my solitude, because people can't, if they don't know what's going on, they won't know where to target you. They won't know where to ruin you. They won't know where to try and assassinate you, try to discredit you, try to dig. And so right now it's very, very late, in terms of a lot of things that I have going on to try and block them or stop them from happening. And getting back to the story, it's boom, we come out, hit the ground running. We're like, nah, we're taking this legacy thing. I'm going all in. Boom, partnership. Boom, business chamber. Boom, podcast. Boom, Zoom investments. 1 to 40 entrepreneurs from the Bay Area. Boom, we're graduating. And there's some big booms coming in the next couple of weeks that no one's ready for. And things like that. And then there's a bunch of tiny wins, some losses, that have happened in between then and now, but the wins far outweigh the losses. And I don't think that's possible if you allow the opinions of others and the way that they conduct themselves and they do their thing. And my gauge, my compass is very simple. If you're so smart, then why aren't you happy? If you're so smart, why aren't you content? Why aren't you happy with what you have? why aren't you satisfied with the way that you're living your life? Like, for example, me, there are things that I'm working towards for sure, but my day to day is ideal, pretty much the ideal for me. There are checks and balances that I try and strike, one day from another, more of this, less of that, boom, boom, boom. But ultimately, I'm like, okay, no, my mind is nourished. I'm building something not just for myself, but I truly believe that there are people whose livelihoods, they're like, I believe that I'm ordained by God to be king, not for the sake of being king, but for the sake of paving the way and making a way for someone in the next generation is going to do something really crazy. I believe when they talk about the age of the richest man in Africa, the richest man in the world, potentially being an African that comes from absolutely nothing, and it builds a 10-person startup that goes on to be worth trillions. I believe that that's possible, but I believe that person needs the groundwork, the foundation, the frameworks that I may be working through in my lifetime and developing in my lifetime. And when you believe crazy things like this about yourself and your mission, and that the gift is not yours to squander. Like, there's so many times when I could have messed this up and I didn't, not because I'm anything more than human. I'm only human after all. My eye wanders. I fuck up so many times, but I don't give up. I just keep getting up and I keep going because it's not mine to give up. There's so many people's lives and dreams and ambitions that depend on me succeeding, and they don't even know it yet. I don't even know it yet. This is God's plan. He said it to me. An angel either side of my bed in a dream saying, "You don't know what you're yet to achieve, and you're destined for some shit you would never believe." And so I always try and keep that in the forefront of my mind. There's only one note, there's only one sticky note that exists right now. Um, and it says something very simple that reminds me of the mission and the place of God in my life. And so my my mind is focused on the execution. I call 2026 the year of execution. Um, that's what I deemed it as, and that's what I think it is. Like, stepped away from a lot of the cute stuff, be it formal, self-educate. Like I don't want to read shit. I don't want to talk about shit. I just want to do it. I just want to do it. So here's to doing it. Here's to doing it very quickly, because there is no time to waste. We have about 18 months, gentlemen. 18 months to make some crazy shit happen and get off this planet, get out of this world, in a real way, in a way that no one ever expects us to. And yeah, at least you and I can say that I called it. So the shift for me, it's actually a very simple one. Um, the shift goes from, did I win today, to what do I do and what do I want to wake up and do again tomorrow? Because win or lose, you get up and you do it again. Meaning, you win, fantastic, congratulations. What, you did that? You're gonna have to get up tomorrow and keep working. You lose, that sucks. That sucks for you, buddy. You're gonna have to get up tomorrow again and keep working. And so the work is the constant. That's what I'm finding out about life, is that work is a constant thing. It's just a part of life. And I think the thing that energizes me and allows me to compete in much more favorable conditions, in just with higher energy, with not a weight on my back, to feel light, to want to continually do this thing. Like Monday, I missed an upload. I didn't miss any shorts, but I missed a long form upload. Those get no views, by the way. The one I posted Sunday literally got no views. I'm pissed that I missed the Monday upload. But situationally, there's a lot going on, including the logistics for the day, preparing for everything. And so I did what I had to do, made a sacrifice there. But I want to do it. Like, I'm back at it now. I'm dropping this tomorrow, and Friday you can expect me. Sunday you can expect me. The shorts haven't stopped. They won't stop. I love to do it. This is just a side quest for me. I'm a business guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm working deals. I'm like, I'm living it. I'm doing it, and I'm super happy about it. You know, and you can look back. You can look back. You see videos from 2024. Um, a younger me, literally in tears, saying, "I can see it now, like as it is laid out in front of me." And at that time, I was still in the phase where I was still reading through the books and doing this and that. But it's like the what I saw then is what I feel now, and that is, wow, everything that I'm doing right now, everything that I have in my life right now is in alignment with who I want to be. And that's a blessing. Again, not to say that we're not human, we don't slip up, and we don't fall short of who we want to be, who we map ourselves out to already be. Um, every once in a while, we remind ourselves that we're still human, but ours is to continually press forward, push through, so that we can one day hope to be exactly who we think we are. And so, in the in the name of not keeping you too long, I'll leave you with this. I'm grateful. I appreciate the moment, but I'm not attached to it. Because at the end of the day, the job's not done. It's not going to be done for a long time. Whether they clap or they don't, tomorrow we get up, we go again. That's the bottom line. Whether they love us, they hate us, um, as long as we're doing what is in our hearts, in our guts, what we're doing is what we feel we were born to be doing at this moment in time, you will never be wrong. Listen to what I'm saying. You could have been incorrect about the industry, but you will never be wrong for going after what you really want. And I'm willing, like I'm really in a spot of absolute insanity, because I'm willing to die for it. I'm willing to give for it. I'm willing to die to anyone for it. I'm willing for people to say, you know what, fuck, we give up on you. You go kill yourself with this thing. And I'm willing to suffer through whatever I have to suffer through, because I am certain, I know that what I'm saying is going to occur will occur, as long as I continue to apply myself, continue to learn, continue to grow. If you can outwork, out improve, out strategize, and outlast everyone else in your industry, it is impossible for you not to improve monumentally. It is impossible for you not to achieve material things. It is impossible for you not to get to a space where, and here's the last thing, I'm definitely going to leave after this. Get to a space where, or for me, the goal is to get to a space where things I say have weight. So it's like, well, Sage, if you're saying all these things about, institutionalism, going by the rules, this and that, then why did you go through that? Why, why did you graduate? Like, well, so that what I say has weight, so my words have weight. When I say this means nothing to me, when I have it, you'll hear me. If I didn't have it, you'd say, ah, he's just saying that because he doesn't have it. I have it with distinction. You're saying I couldn't do it again at a higher level? Really? Who are you fooling? Who are you convincing? So who has the upper hand in that conversation now? Okay. I believe a part of my purpose, not my whole purpose, a part of my purpose is to achieve all the material things in the world, so that you will hear me when I say they mean nothing. If you don't have health, wealth, happiness, and some water you can give to your seeds, then what do you have? You know, if you don't have your health, your when I say wealth, I'm talking about an abundance of life. like your family life is booming, your romantic life is booming, your friendships feed you, they nurture you, you nurture those friends. Like if you don't have these crucial critical elements that money can't buy, then there's absolutely nothing numbers on a screen will ever be able to do for you. But again, very easy to say when you don't have it. So let me just have it first, and then we'll come back and revisit some of these conversations. For now, we'll talk about the grind. We'll talk about executing, because that's what we have to do in order to get there. When we're there, remind me, circle back to these conversations and say to you, that's not what it's about. That should never be what it's about. As long as you keep the mission, people on the forefront, everything else will come. Thank you for watching. If you're an entrepreneur in South Africa, Legacy Africa, links in the description box. My page on there is Owam Sage Oyi, all one word. I'll pop up. You can check me out on all my other socials. If you're not an entrepreneur, you still enjoy the video, please do hit that subscribe button. It helps out a lot and I appreciate it. I have been Sage. Thank you for watching. Standing on business. Signing off.